Hey, a subscriber gave me the idea for breaking down the final circle. This is how I view it. I just want to go over these tips with you. Hopefully this will help you guys out. Because when you get to that top 30, the game totally changes, and getting to the safe zone is crucial for winning the game. So one of my ways that I view it is I've got a zigzag pattern. This is probably my safest or my personal favorite way of getting into the circle, and I'll go over that a little bit more. The next way is a straight line pattern. Usually you're going to use this if you're running out of time and you just have to get in as fast as you can, but I also feel like this is probably the most dangerous way. The final circle, or final way to get into the circle, is the half circle pattern. And you're just kind of creating, just following the circle around to get into the next circle. And of course you can use different variations of all those. Then once you get to the circle, you have two options. Are you going to stay on the edge? Or are you going to go straight to the center? Going straight to center is definitely the most dangerous, but sometimes it can save your life, and you can win if you can get to the center first and you control the center. I'll go over that with you as well. So following a pattern, whichever pattern you go, you're going to have an area that you've scouted, that you've looked and you've seen that there's no one there, or you've killed that person, and then it should be relatively safe for you to travel that area. And then you can, slowly move in and get into better positions, find better cover. So that's the purpose of these different types of entry points. So I'm going to follow that half circle. I would follow the edge of the outer blue, but I don't have time. I kind of have to just follow and go straight to this area. Now, the reason I picked that spot is just because of the way the hills work. I thought if I could get over there, I could be safer. But I do have one little problem when I actually get here. I went too far left. I don't think I should have gone this far in. So you'll see it kind of gets me into a little bit of trouble. But thank goodness we were able to recover. So now that I'm in trouble, the blue circle's on me, I'm having to go on a straight line to get into the circle. And that's why I've said that's the most dangerous, because when you have to go in a straight line, you can't watch your left, you can't watch your right. You don't know where the enemy is exactly. So that's why I consider that's the most dangerous. And look, we lost those two guys. My teammate is down. That's why I'm not a huge fan of going in a straight line. But sometimes, you have to, especially when you run out of time. But now that I know those guys are dead and I lost my teammate, because we came from the direction that we did, circling from the north coming down to the east, I know that the whole hillside is safe. And I should be able to kind of traverse the top of this hill and be okay. So that's kind of the point of doing a circle entry. So what I'm going to do now is just stay on the hill. I've got the upper hand here. So I'm just listening, waiting, and I'm going to follow my pattern back. I don't want to just drop over the hill here and get shot. I don't know exactly where everyone is. So I do like staying on the edge of the circle now, because there's not, being in the center of this type of a gameplay, with just trees as cover is not ideal. So being on the edge is ideal in a situation like this. So I worked my way around, stayed as close to the edge, as far edges as I could, found the last guy, popped him, won that one. So that was a circle entry, and that's how that was the tactic I used to win that particular match. Now this is going to be more of a straight line entry. I had left some cover, went straight over to here, found a building, waited, and here's my pattern. So I said that this is the most dangerous, but it also can be the most effective if you need to get to the center of the map. Then you can hold out and wait for people to come to you. If you can control the center, then you can win. And that's the tactic I used right here. That's great for situations like this. If you're going to go center of the map, I suggest going sooner rather than later. If you try and run with the circle, that is not good. Everyone's going to pick you off. You're just going to have a hard time. Everyone's going to see you go there. So that's why I thought, let's go a little bit sooner. We got to the center first. This guy waited for the circle, and now he's the one in trouble. He's got to come to us, and we're able to just sit here, wait him out. As soon as he gets up and runs, I'm just going to take him out. Boom, got that chicken dinner. So sometimes going to the circle, even though in a straight line can be dangerous, but if you do it at the right times, that can get you that chicken dinner. Okay, on this particular part of the game, the map is still pretty big, or the circle is still pretty big, so we just use a straight line to get in there. I used the hill on the right. I knew that, that would be a safe area for me, but I'm also scouting to the left, making sure I don't see people trying to run up into the circle from that direction. And if I can accomplish that, I was going to be pretty safe. Now, as soon as we got to the circle, there was somebody hiding out in the attic. He started taking some shots at me. But I know there's no one to our left. There shouldn't be too many people to our right, but there could be people to our right because that hill did provide them a little cover as it provided us cover. So when I take this guy out, we step outside and we got a few more kills. And I know we have to do another, I'm doing like a sort of a straight line slash circle. The thing that kind of prevented me was there wasn't a lot of natural cover here. So I had scouted out this hill. I didn't see much. Once I kind of get into the circle and I realize there is just no cover here, I have to kind of make a straight line to the nearest available cover, which is that tree that's still pretty far from me. So I'm still scouting as I'm running because there was quite a few people left alive. The play zone ends up getting that guy. So I'm running straight to the center because I know I have to control the center if I want to win. We find that guy. But this is interesting. Even though I went straight in, the guy behind me, there was actually someone behind me, even though we'd kind of scouted that area. So, but because we're in the center, and it was dangerous, we almost got taken out, we were able to control the center and get the final kill and get that chicken dinner. So, in that particular game, I was using a combination of different ways to get into the circle. So in this match, I'm using sort of a modified zigzag pattern. Because we're on the top of the hill, I can't do a straight up zigzag, but I modified it a little bit, so you'll kind of see how I did my modification. So I picked where I wanted to go. I wanted to be right there because I liked the way the hill structure was. It would give me the high ground no matter what. And this is how we'd come in. The first red arrow, we'd used a circle to get in, but I'm going to zigzag once I get up to where I want to be, just because I want to check the hill and I want to make sure that all of that area down there is safe. I don't want anyone running up behind me, coming up on my flank. So I've scouted everything to my left, to the north, and I know that my immediate area should be safe. Now, where some people may think, hey, my area is safe, I just need to wait a little bit, I wanted to keep looking. Since I had the high ground, I might as well take a peek and see what other areas are available. See if I can get some visualization on some enemies. So I've scouted out everything in front of me, but I know my area is still safe. But I hear some gunshots. We peek over, and there was a guy that close to me. I just hadn't looked there yet. So, that was interesting. So we move over just a little bit more, take out his partner. We did not want him to revive his teammate. So now I'm going to use my zigzag pattern and kind of go right, left, right, left. That's when I catch the other guy. He's been watching me. So I'm going to use my zigzag. So right here, I'm just going to stop and heal up. That's when I noticed the final guy just sitting there. So here's the important thing. If you know there's only one guy left, instead of just waiting and hiding and trying to pick him out from a tree, I wanted to push him. Don't give, he's already in the safe zone. So you can't let the guy who is controlling the center continue to control the center. So I rushed him. I wasn't going to give him any foothold in the area. So I don't know if the flash had distracted him enough so that he kind of got caught up in the blue zone. Because it was kind of weird that he was just crawling. Anyways, I don't really care. It got me the chicken dinner. So here's my last video. So here I'm going to use a circle to get in, and then I'll modify it a little bit as I need to. So I'm just going to circle, follow the blue circle around, go to the left, come up over this hill. The reason I chose this was because I wanted to pop up over the hill, see if I could catch anybody. So instead of just running up, I'm just taking a peek. Sure enough, find a guy. He had not scouted down to the right. That cost him his game. Got a free chip to the lobby. So now I'm going to work over here. I don't want to be the last one to the circle, especially when you got buildings that are in the circle currently. That was bad. And all we had was this little rock. I didn't have a whole lot of options, so I had to just throw a smoke. I was hoping that would distract the guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and start scouting. The guy can't hit me now. And sure enough, when I look over to the right, I see a couple guys on the hill. So I know in some of my other videos when I've said, you know, don't shoot in the top 10. But man, if people see you, you've got to take them out. If you are vulnerable, we can't leave this spot. I have to take these guys out, and I have to get these shots to win. So that's why I'm not stopping on this guy. When I see his partner, we just go after him. We both get the kill. And we get back to it. Studying the circle, find out where we need to go. So here's an instance. I've already looked to the left. I know the left is safe, but we've got to get back in that circle. We've got to control it because there is not a lot of cover. And if people have to run out of that house, they're going to be vulnerable. But I don't want them to take me out. So I want to be the first ones here. That's what we do. We get to this rock. I'm throwing that other smoke because I feel like I'm going to have to get to that tree. And I need a little protection as I get up there. So I find that guy, and this is interesting. You know, he should have pushed. If he had known that he needed to control the circle instead of us, he needed to take us out. But now we're dead center, and everyone's got to come to us. So here's what I like. I've told you, if you see a player, you've got to take it to them. If they're trying to get into the circle, rush them, push them. Don't let up. You know, you've got the upper hand. Get them. Especially when you're doing duos. My buddy could stay back. I went after him, got the kill. Hope these tips helped you guys out. See you in the next video.